That's gonna be epic. That's gonna be epic. I'm telling you. Go ultra low.
It's a 3
Do we
to 4
have any
business
tank
days.
tops?
They do. They do. They do.
Oh, do they?
Oh, let me show
I
you.
didn't
Let me
see
show you. Let me
it.
show you.
Tank
didn't-
tops? That's
didn't
all
see
I
any
wear.
tank tops.
I
did not
have
see
like
any tank
a
tops.
bazillion tank tops.
You and this
Like my
word
goat-
Brazilian.
Yeah, bazillion. I love that word. So my go-to, like in my wardrobe, I have tons of them. Is I like wearing tank tops and blazers, and jeans and
Do
heels.
you have a tank top and blazer body? I'm
Yes.
asking, do you? Okay, all right. Some people don't have it. They wear it, they don't have it.
I'm curvy, which is why I wear the blazer. I'm not going to just go out wearing a tank top. I'm very well aware that I'm a curvy woman. Now, if I just went out wearing a tank top, then I could see you questioning me.
We're live,
That's
guys, by the way.
what-
We're live. I don't know why you guys.
That's all I'm like, hey.
Let me show you something.
But I like tank tops, blazers, jeans, and heels. Like I have
like scene.
like
This is me.
I have a bunch of those.
Jesus Christ! I need to get Lisa here. Where's Lisa?
I'm right here. Hi.
I'm still doing the video.
Freaking you, bro.
Gonna capture Google. They cannot see Lisa yet.
Oh.
Okay, and then I need Lisa. Where's
I
Lisa?
probably should turn on the show. Huh?
Lisa is right here.
How's it going, Ricky's sexy YouTubers?
Hello, YouTubers. Hello, Spotify community.
I don't want to objectify anybody, so hello.
Are we live?
Normal looking, average YouTubers.
What's going on, my six YouTubers? We are about to go live in a couple seconds, okay? We are fixing some things here on the computer, but stay tuned, okay? We're going back with you guys in less than 2 minutes, okay? Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, Amy.
So far. Oh, they're already on the show. Oh, Jesus, we are so late.
Yes,
We are
Amy,
so
Heavy Water, man. These are our regulars. It's like being at a bar.
You know, something that I learned about the YouTube is that the people that you start with, you know, the people that show to your shows at the, you know, when you start growing up your channel are the ones that you have to keep, you know, like OGs forever, because once your channel start getting traction, you won't have any time to, like, you know, be mindful about this, you know, about your viewers. So yeah, we have to keep those guys on point. But anyway, hey, Lisa, for some reason your shirt looks gray, or I don't know if it's the filter. Let me see what I can do. 1 second. Don't worry.
Do you remember the?
I think.
Oh, I like that. I'm see-through.
No, I got you. I got you. Are you there, Lisa? Are you there? What do you think? Like it? Now we're looking bigger.
I mean, he is shallow, so it makes sense.
So guys, before we start the show, I want to show you a couple of things. We have a store. We have a store, and we have some merch. Okay, so I'm very excited about the store. I am posting on the stream the website for the store. Okay, and we have hats like this. Okay, we got 3 different hats with the RT365 logo. We have the shirts with the RT365 right here. This is the black shirt. You know, they have long sleeve, they have short sleeve. And from the females, they have this very nice, super cool shirt. You know, it's like a V-neck, and it's a Vela plus canvas. So they're like high quality. They're so high quality. So hopefully you guys get a chance, you know, pick you guys some you know, some shirts or something, whatever you like.
Pick up some merch, man.
Yeah, they got some mugs too. I don't know. So
I like V-necks. I take the V-necks and then I like cut them and rip them a little bit.
This is the one, you know. This is the one.
Okay. Why are you cutting the V-neck a little bit?
so the babies can breathe.
Just look.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, how we doing today, guys? Everybody doing fine?
Go ahead, Lisa. How you doing today? You laughing? You smiling? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have a little bit of a headache, but I'm okay.
Rick?
Bro, I'm doing super fine. You know, I'm ready to see what the callers have today on the show. We were talking earlier today about callers, and we are welcoming all of you guys to call into the show. Just keep in mind that there's going to be a couple of options if you call the show. Either one, you tell us that you just want to speak, you want to have a couple of minutes of our time, and we give it to you. As long as you keep it PG, you can say whatever. But the second option is that you want to come here and you want to debate one of us, or all of us. Keep that in mind, please. But we are more than happy to have you guys right here on this show. So, Amy, welcome to the show. Heavyweight threat. Thank you so much for coming back, bro. Let me get those RT365 Boxer brief. Yeah, baby. How about Diesel? Diesel, how you doing today, man?
Ooh, I thought you was going to just skip. Hey, I'm doing great. Can't wait for this show. I'm super excited for all the callers that are going to call up. They're coming for your head, Lisa. They're coming for your head. So be prepared.
You act like I'm scared.
Be prepared, right? You know what I mean?
I am not scared. Not at all.
I'm happy. Let's get it.
So, there's a couple things that have been happening around the country, and then I just want to give a recap of, things that I seen. Wait a second, Lisa. Ain't today your show?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So you guys are very good with the whole talking about things, and I'm very good just listing facts. I'm a factual person. I'm not a conversationalist. So I don't know how you want to do it, but I have my Kamala Harris fact locked and loaded.
Okay, guys, don't forget to call to the show if you like to 520-261-7246. 520-261-7246. Don't call block. We will not answer block calls, okay? Or
hey, check your phone, Rick.
Yeah, let me make sure that we got everything started. So, right now you guys can start calling the show if you want to join the show. So a couple of things that I seen, okay? A couple of things that I seen on that I'm kind of thinking about it is Kamala Harris. Why is Kamala Harris the selected, the chosen one, the unique, the Skywalker? Why she is the chosen one by Joe 79-year-old Biden? Why? Go, Lisa, I saw you raising your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. You can just tell me. But what's going on?
Okay.
I mean, what's going on?
So when I was doing my research on Mrs. Kamala Harris, I don't know why people keep referring to her as Ms. She is married, by the way. Oh, to a rich white man. But anyways, so when I was doing my research on Kamala Harris, what I found so often is that she dropped out of the race in December. And of course, the first voting of the primaries would have been in February. But when she dropped out, she immediately endorsed Biden. And we all know that during the course of the debates and things like that, they were kind of at odds with each other. They had a lot of words. So I just find that very strange, unless, everything was already fixed.
This is what I see. What I see with Joe Biden. He's just funny. He's just funny. I mean, there's nobody in this planet can tell me, hey, that he's not selecting Kamala Harris. This as evil woman. This is an evil woman, very evil woman. Yes. She's sick. She's an ignorant. She's racist. Okay. She's the worst. I'm telling you, she is the worst. She's against Hispanic people. I mean, so if you're Hispanic and you see Kamala Harris right there, you know, with the watchy face right there, I'm telling you, this is an evil woman. This is a woman that held DNA evidence against people that were in prison, okay, just so they can be cheap labor for the damn state.
Still in prison. Still in prison.
I'm telling you, man, I don't know what to tell people, you know. People keep telling me, no, Rick, you're going so hard on these Democrats, you know. You're going so hard on these Democrats. But then my question is, who is the party to put a KKK member into the Supreme Court? Democrats. Who came with with Jim Crow laws? Democrats. Who came with the Planned Parenthood? Democrats. Who give you Joe Biden? Democrats. Who give you the second... Who give you the only, but anyway, I was going to say something about Barack Hussein Obama, but I'm not going to say nothing, you know?
Hey, you better leave Barack Obama.
Who give you Barack?
Leave him alone.
Who give you Barack Obama? Democrats. What he did for blacks? Nothing. What he did for Hispanic? Nothing, you know? He don't mention, he didn't name no one Supreme Court justice no Hispanics, no black, you know? Oh, I'm sorry. No, he selected a Hispanic woman.
Yes, he did. So
one second. I gotta go. Yeah, why he didn't select a black why he didn't select a black supreme a judge to be a law, to be one of those laws?
Because he's not black. He's African American. There is a difference. I'm black. Okay. He's African American.
What's the difference?
One, he is a person who is born with parent who is from Africa. My family comes from North Carolina. I'm Black American. He's African American. Africans don't have that much in common with Black folks. I'm just telling you, skin color is not everything.
Diesel, you've been quiet. What's going on, man? Come on, speak some facts, man. Come on, you got this.
No, I'm not speaking.
Well, I mean, it is true.
Well, I mean, what she's saying is true. Okay, I got you. But we are considered on the census. It's African American on the census.
No, I'm considered as other.
We're not. So African American is not on the census?
No, African American is on the census, but I already told you that I like to stick to the man because I'm not going to have the government define who I am. So I check other to mess up all their stuff.
African American.
No, other is not African American. I'm not defined as anything by anybody but myself. So because of that, anytime I have to say anything about my ethnicity, I always put other because I'm not going to have the government tell me who I am. And I already explained to you why. Because they did that to my grandfather. Why couldn't my grandfather just be who he is? Why did they have to say that, oh, you're Black? My grandfather was not Black.
Okay, let me
that's
ask
what
you,
the government does.
Let me ask something to anybody, okay? To you two guys, okay? Because you guys been in America probably longer than me. I don't know. And to the audience out there, you know. So if you see me on YouTube, okay? If you see me on YouTube right here or in social media or whatever, saying that let's say that I am pro Osama bin Laden, you know, will you categorize me as a radical? Will you categorize me as a supporter of terrorism? But this is the man, Joe Biden. This is the man who will get the vote from the African American community because he got his crutch, Kamala Harris. By the way, she looks like she got retouched on her face or something, like surgery. Anyway,
hey,
and you know what? This is the same man. This is the same man that you know that
we don't even. She's so bad. She's so bad. You don't even have to go that low.
No, first of all,
let me tell you,
shots. You can't send these fallacies, these shots and stuff at her.
Which fallacies?
Behind it, say, well, she did. That's your perception. Nothing's wrong with them. Kamala Harris. She is a very attractive lady. Leave her alone.
This is what I'm saying about Biden. This is the man that stand up in a pulpit, you know. He took everybody to church that day. He took everybody to church, you know. It was like, you know, Joe Biden was over there talking about his friend, dear friend, a mentor, and a guy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, we're talking about the kick.
Robert Byrd, not the KKK guy.
Robert
You know,
Byrd.
there's a lot of people. Robert Byrd, okay. Robert Byrd.
He was like he was a grand
Just remember
Klugel or Kliegel or whatever weird name. He was a high-ranking.
If you are a minority
Klansman.
in the
He
United
wasn't
States,
just like a member.
if you are in a minority in the United States and you go to the voting polls in November and you go and you see Joe Biden, just remember Robert Byrd, what he said about it. You know.
So tell me, because I want to touch on the fact that you said Osama bin Laden, right?
Okay.
If they're a supporter of Osama bin Laden, we got a lot of people, and Lisa was here to even say that Hitler was a genius. So behind,
I didn't say he was a genius.
What'd you say?
I said that he has an admirable quality. He was a good leader.
So
it was extraordinary for him to be, you know, a Jew from Austria, end up running Germany.
So are you
genocide? Set that aside.
Are you?
That doesn't make me a supporter. I'm just acknowledging a good quality in him. That doesn't mean that I'm a supporter.
We could acknowledge.
But that's not. He didn't say I acknowledge a good quality in Osama bin Laden. He said that if I was pro Osama bin Laden, I'm not pro Hitler. I am just merely pointing out an extraordinary quality that he had. Some people are leaders.
You're pro to the quality that he had. That's pro. I don't understand.
I'm just acknowledging. I am just acknowledging a good quality that he had. Some people are leaders.
Okay.
Some people aren't.
So that's not.
That's
pro?
all. I mean,
if you're saying, you know what? I like.
No, I'm that there. Pro means support, and pro means support, and I'm not a supporter of Hitler. I'm just pointing out, like, here, I'll point out something else. Out of all military uniforms, especially during that time, the Nazi Party had it going on. Their outfits were fresh to death. Does that make me a Nazi supporter? No, I'm just liking their style. Okay. That black on black on black was awesome.
So what you're saying is, I didn't say you. All right. So the definition of a supporter, meaning no matter what happens, you support like you're blinded. Is that what you're saying?
No, the quality. She supported quality. You know, she thinks that quality was good. That's it.
I'm just acknowledging a quality.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I'm pro Hitler. I don't support any of his ideology. I don't agree with anything that he did. I just pointing out a good quality that he had in his personality. He was a good leader.
Go ahead.
He was a strong leader. I shouldn't say a good leader.
Rick just said it, that you're supporting the uniform. That's what he just said. I heard him say it.
I said that I thought it was fresh to death. I'm not going to go wear one. Do you guys not? You don't see the distinction between those two things?
All right. So
acknowledging something and supporting something are two different things.
So let me ask you. Let's ask a question. Who has the best uniforms, German Nazi or the Americans during the war? And somebody will, you know, if you say, just because you say, oh, German Nazis have the Nazi people have better uniforms, doesn't mean that you support them. You just think that the uniforms are better.
Correct.
No, but you're.
It was tight.
The uniform.
The black on black on black.
I didn't say you're supporting their ideology. I said you're supporting their uniform. You can support
But by saying I'm pro Hitler or pro Nazi, that's what you're saying. You're saying I'm supporting them. That's what pro means.
Yes, you're pro the ideology of Hitler. The fact that
I am not.
Yes, you were. The fact that you appreciate and
me saying that he.
Okay. All right. So
me admiring someone who started from the bottom and made it to the top does not mean that I am pro Hitler. You idiot. I'm just saying, wow, that's extraordinary. Somebody started from the bottom, made it to the top. An impossible thing. A Jewish person from Austria, you have to understand that Prussia and Austria has had like centuries long beef. Okay. So for somebody from Austria and a Jewish person at that was able to rule Germany is an extraordinary feat. But that does not mean that I support or am pro Hitler. I'm just merely pointing out an accomplishment. I'm acknowledging an accomplishment.
I think we got sidetracked from how you call this guy? We got sidetracked from Joe Biden.
Well, it's supposed to be about Kamala Harris, so you're really sidetracked.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm posting in a couple websites that we are live on, on YouTube. So, that's the first thing, I think she's funny. I think she just think about it. We got the guy who's going to be the president. Okay. This guy is a racist. He's a racist guy. He is racist. He's friends with the KKK, if you are a minority in America and you don't care about that, hey, go vote for Biden. Might as well go get yourself some a blanket. Put it over your head on your way to the polls. But I suggest don't do that. They probably that would be like hate. I don't know if that's hate speech. Well, it will be hate speech because the KKK is a terrorist organization, which is the same thing that they're trying to make. They're trying to do to Antifa and Black Lives Matters, the organization, not the word, because we all care for all lives. I care for all lives, blacks, whites, brown, you call it. Just get a nonprofit, and we send you money. You will be a millionaire in less than a week. But we support all lives in this show. Okay.
But back to Kamala Harris.
Back to Kamala Harris. I mean, so Joe Biden is racist, and he can even compose himself on talking to people. He is worse at talking than me. That I sometimes I get here and then I'll be like, and then like 2 minutes pass and then I'm like, thinking about what to say. But Joe Biden is precious. I mean, you have to see those memes on YouTube. And Kamala Harris, she likes to put people in jail, keep you in jail, hold some of this information and DNA evidence to keep you down, So anyway, and then she goes to a show and they ask her about, hey, have you ever smoked weed? And she's like, weed makes people happy, I don't know. That's what I have to say, guys. Because I know my guys are quiet.
No. I'm not
I'm
quiet.
not
Hold
quiet.
up.
I was trying to
Okay.
get back to Kamala Harris, and you went back to Joe Biden.
Let me go to pro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pro, the definition: one who supports a proposal or takes the affirmative side in a debate. Supports a proposal. Supports.
And I said I'm not pro.
I'm going to say it again. You either support.
Thank you for proving my point.
You either supporting it or you're pro. So if you're pro, you're supporting. If you're supporting, you're pro. You literally said that you like something. You're on that side of the argument of it. That means you're supporting it and you're pro.
You're reaching. That is not even the definition you just read.
That's okay. I think.
Hold on, your Webster.
The definition does not say if you like something,
I thought your
you
name
support it and you're pro.
I thought your name was Lisa Escobedo.
That's not even the definition you just read. That is not even the definition.
I mean,
is your name Lisa Escobedo or Webster?
You totally just added on to it. You read the definition and then you were like, oh, if you like something, that means you're pro, and that is not even the definition you just read. Why don't you reread it and then try again?
Yeah. I mean, you can, if by reading the definition and only selecting one word and then you're sticking with that one word, it's like
I'm gonna read the other one. An argument or consideration in favor of something.
I wasn't in favor of it. I'm not in favor of Hitler just because I am pointing out. Listen to what I said. I'm pointing out. I'm acknowledging. I'm admiring. None of that is in the definition you just read. None of it.
If you admire something, you don't favor it?
It's not the same thing.
When you admire something, you don't favor it?
Admiring an accomplishment.
I'm
admiring an accomplishment. Dude.
I've never seen somebody who
admiring an accomplishment.
admires I never seen somebody who admires somebody, but they don't favor that person. So what are we talking about? You literally said that
listen to what I'm saying. I admire an accomplishment. That is not him. That is not all there is to him. So therefore, I do not admire
Give me a second, guys. Give me a quick second.
When it comes to doing with Osama bin Laden, and we demonize these people because of our culture. But when you really think about it, he was used in the CIA to do something. He had a niche. It's only until America pushed the narrative that we have to demonize his tactics, in which the CIA taught him. That's what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
The CIA
hold
taught
on.
him that.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
One second. I want to say thank you so much to Heavy Waters for supporting the channel with $20. God damn it. Thank you so much, Heavy Waters. Back to the fight.
So first of all, that is correct that we taught Osama bin Laden how to fight against the Russians. That's true. But the reason why he's demonized is because he turned around and became two-faced and then used those same tactics that we taught him against us. So that's why he's demonized, because he turned against us. Now, I will say this, that is classic United States.
Okay.
We are dumb AF, because that is not even the first time we did that.
That is correct.
We did the same thing with the Viet Cong.
Hold on now.
You got a point, Diesel?
And then they turned around and used the tactics.
One second, he got a point. Go ahead, man.
In the Vietnam War.
I have a point. You're a historian, so you gotta fact check me. I want to say it was what was it when we got the independence? 1776.
1776 is when we declared our independence.
Our independence. Okay, so that war was the independent war, right?
It was the Revolutionary War.
The Revolutionary War. My bad. I don't know why I said independent. The Revolutionary War, right? With France, correct? France fought with us, right? And then, yes, we did. Wait.
Did you say it was the war with France?
No. The Revolutionary War, when we was going against Britain, when we wanted to make our own.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
So we fought with France, right? Yes. And this goes off of what you're talking about, America.
France was our ally.
Yes, they were our ally. Now, after we won, France was a dismay. The kings and queens, people were heads being cut off. They asked for support, I don't know if they asked for support or we were just automatically supposed to support them. And we decided not to. We said, nope, we're not going to get our nose involved. That's what America does. America creates monsters.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
but we're talking about Independence Day. I got the picture of Independence Day in the background right now. Independence Day.
Did you not know that? France needed our help? And we could have went over there and helped, but
France always needs our help. Be more specific.
I'm talking about when Britain was now fighting France. Britain was fighting France, and I want to say it was.
You mean here? Just before the War of 1812?
It wasn't here. No, it wasn't here. It was on France. Do
you know that Britain and France were also fighting? Like that was like their medieval lifestyle. So
right, but we could have joined them. We could have joined France and fought Britain, but
we could have joined them. How?
We could have helped.
And actually, didn't we go? Wasn't it like the Battle of Gallipoli? Hold on.
Anyway, guys, if you want to talk to one of the people on the show, don't forget to call 520-261-7246.
We did not go.
520-261-7246. Don't be afraid to call. Okay. The only thing we ask you guys is to call. Don't block your number because we won't accept those calls. We won't call you back or we won't text you. Nothing crazy like that. But we want to hear your take on the Independence Day, on the war between France and British and Germany,
how did I get
and Puerto Rico.
All I'm saying is I went all the way around the bush.
Go ahead.
I went around the corner to say this, right? We look at things and we demonize it from one point of view. And I've been talking on this chat and I said we have to look at both sides. Osama bin Laden, in people's eyes, right? Especially his people's eyes, is looked at as a hero. Okay,
His people,
martyr,
correct.
or wherever the heck you want to say it. Right? At one point in time, Osama bin Laden in our community was looked at as an asset.
Correct.
Okay, and for some reason he went against, because let's just put our mind behind it. Maybe America was wrong. Maybe America did something wrong, and he decided, you know what? I'm going to do this now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go again. You know how many Blackwater undercover stuff America does, and we don't hear about it? And they
I did. I lived right next. I used to live right next to Blackwater.
Well, this is what I'm going to tell you, man. In the same ideology that you're bringing, Diesel, I mean, we have the Mannings. We have all these spies. We have all these, all these people that have committed so atrocities to America. We got Hillary Clinton, you know? She leaked a bunch of, we got Hillary Clinton, you know? Another Democrat, you know? And guess what, man? You know, I think that we are off the topic of Kamala Harris, because we're talking about.
No, we're not, because it all circles around. You demonize her. You called her an evil person.
She's an evil person.
You did all this stuff. You don't know this.
I know this. There's proof.
I do know. You guys never allowed me to get to my list of things.
It's known. Everybody in America knows that she withheld DNA evidence against people to stay in prison. Okay, everybody in America knows that she passed. You know, she was on pro these legislations against marijuana, and then she sat down on a show, you know, with charlatan, the God, the Jesus Christ, or whatever. You know, that same guy, and then they start joking about a joint. You know. Laughing, look, you know who wasn't laughing?
What's wrong with
the people that put the time in jail? Those
are
the guys who are not laughing about that.
What's wrong about joking? See, now you're demonizing marijuana.
I'm not. I'm demonizing her actions. Marijuana. I'm demonizing her actions after what she have done.
What's wrong with marijuana? I can tell you what's wrong with marijuana.
Go ahead.
Well, with respect with her, what's wrong with marijuana when it comes to her is because when she was a prosecutor, her conviction rate for drug-related offenses, she had a 74% success rate. So her predecessor was only in the 50s. So she went hard.
She was on fire. She was the MVP.
Right.
She was the MVP of getting people in jail for marijuana.
Like, oh, drugs are cool.
No.
That's what's wrong with it. When it comes to her.
Stop. She was not saying drugs were cool. See, now y'all mixing the facts. She was not saying drugs are cool.
She was joking about it. She was laughing about it.
At that time.
And actually, if you play the clip, because I heard that, and because I didn't even pay attention to that, but someone mentioned that she was talking about she was in college and she was listening to Snoop Dogg while smoking the joint. But of course, she's like 50-something years old. So Snoop Dogg wasn't even out when she was in college, but I didn't catch that.
So when she was prosecuting, because this is what people do. I'm not saying you know. Well,
go ahead. I got the video right here behind us.
There's a difference in saying back in the day, I was hard on drugs, right? Because guess what? Marijuana was illegal. Now it is.
Back in the day, she was a prosecutor like in 2006.
So she was joking about it in 2006 about marijuana, right? That's what she was.
She was a prosecutor. She was a prosecutor when she was.
When did she start joking about marijuana and it being cool? Was it recently?
Last
year. That was last year. You want me to play the video?
It's legal now.
You want to play the video?
It's legal now. Okay.
You want to play the video? Let's play the video. Let's play the video, guys.
It's legal now. Back in the day, it wasn't. People were.
It's not legal everywhere.
Let's take a look at it.
People were being locked up for selling dime bags in 2006.
Let's play the video.
People are still being locked up for selling dime bags.
No, they're not.
KamalaHarris.org. KAMAL.
It is not legal everywhere. I don't know why you think it is.
You know, these
it is
details.
not legal everywhere.
Okay.
It was a long time ago.
And that's the face of somebody who will put you in jail, okay? Because he's talking about, I smoked some weed when I was in college, way before she was a prosecutor, so it was fine when she was in college, okay? But then we go ahead, move the timeline forward, then you become a prosecutor, and then you put 75%, that's your, she's like the perfect PT score, she's the best soldier over there for America. And then, down the road, it's fun again. And she's here with Charlemagne, just laughing, just laughing about it. Just I want you to listen to that evil laugh.
I have personally known
Listen
people
to it.
who only
I'll
benefited.
say evil laugh. Now,
See, guys, okay? The guy on the show, the other dude on the left, the white guy, he's like, oh, she says smokes. I have to do something. I had to cut the interview, And she's like, no, we know when you need to leave. But Charlemagne was like, no. We gotta talk about this weed, We gotta talk about this weed and legalize that weed, That's what happened on that show, okay?
So, all right.
Well, you tell me this.
Because y'all pushing this narrative to a point where y'all got this one-sided BS. And I'm so disappointed, Lisa.
Prove your point.
You should see. I'm thinking that you should be Miss Factual Actual. Okay.
I only said facts.
Well, I'm very disappointed the fact that you're saying she did this in her past. She was a prosecutor, but then you saying made it believe as if while she was a prosecutor that she was joking about smoking marijuana.
I never said that. I never said that.
You
made that up. I never said that.
You omitted information.
I did not omit anything.
Because if
I don't know how you came to that conclusion. I never said while she was a prosecutor, she was laughing about it.
I said you make it seem, because you literally said this is how you put your sentence together. She was a prosecutor. She used to lock people up for marijuana, and now she's laughing about it.
Yeah, that's true.
When back in that day, those drugs were illegal. I see. Was it Annie? Annie, she's in the chat. She said in 2006 it was legal in Rhode Island, right? I didn't know that in 2006.
Okay,
but you
this
tell
ain't
me,
Rhode Island.
both of you guys. Hey, yeah, I know. You tell me, both of you guys. Wasn't there something you did in your past that now you see different?
No,
you're telling me.
I'm basically a straight-laced person.
Yeah, Diesel. No. I mean, let me address that question. Yeah, there's many things out there that will God damn it, Heavy Waters, just keep coming, dropping that cash right there. Hey, don't forget, go to the store, get yourself some merch. Shameless plug. Shameless
Hey,
plug.
look what.
Diesel, I haven't had a traffic violation since 2004.
God damn.
Okay.
That's a traffic violation.
No, what I'm trying to say to Diesel here is, and to you guys right here, is that yes, we probably have done the same thing that you're talking about, but the show is we're not here picking on us. I mean, somebody else and in whatever YouTube channel, hey, if you want to pick on us, good. Hopefully, okay. Right now we're picking on her. We're talking about her. So why we gonna divert and then talk about other things?
I am not dying. All right, like Heavy Water said, sticking up for this devil. I am not. All I'm saying is we have to be fair and impartial. You all are sitting here and talking about she's this, she's that, and you're calling her ugly. You're saying that she is two-faced or something like that. We all have done something in the past in which we are living to regret today. We've all done that.
No, I don't do regrets.
Miss Speed traffic violation over there.
Yes.
I bet she didn't want to do that back in the past. She didn't want to do that in the past, but she made a mistake. So you telling me
But I don't regret it because I clearly learned my lesson. Having my license suspended taught me a lesson. So clearly so I don't regret it because if it hadn't happened, I probably would have had some sort of major accident or something, speeding like that all the time.
So being a prosecutor, right? And I don't know, Lisa, are you a prosecutor? No, you're not. Are you?
No, I would never work for the man.
You work, but you do work for the man. Get out of here.
Used to work for the man.
Exactly.
I don't work for the man anymore.
Y'all heard that?
I work for a man.
I'll never. No, y'all heard that. She said, I never worked for a man.
I think what you're talking, Diesel. I think one of the things that you're talking right here is how Kamala Harris launched her career with she launched her career with a $120,000 paid job under the former San Francisco. By the way, that guy was old for her age. This is like creepy shit. This is like,
no, it's not.
Stop creepy shit. Creepy. Sleeping with your boss. Public figure right here. I'm telling you, man. I got another.
No. You have it wrong. You have it wrong, Ricky.
Go ahead.
He was not her boss when they started their affair.
She wasn't.
That's the thing.
She's
when
the mayor.
they had the affair, and he gave her the job.
Oh, to keep
I guess
it quiet.
for doing a good job.
She just want to keep it quiet.
But he was not her boss when he gave her the job. They were having the affair. The affair came first. Which came first? These are the two
MVPs that the Democratic Party are proclaiming. Leaders of the
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all being hypocritical.
Okay.
Lisa, not really, because Lisa don't really know what I'm about to talk about. Lisa says she is a straight shooter. She is a square. All right, but we know in the military itself. Right?
Yeah.
We say, don't get an Article 15. Stay out of trouble. Blah, 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 blah. This will ruin your career. You name a good sergeant major who hasn't gotten an Article 15.
I know a few.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I know. Well, I think the biggest majority of sergeant majors that I know on senior leadership, I'm talking about full bird and up. They don't have that. They don't have that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, in the combat MOS, there is no, or is very slim, of sergeant majors that didn't have Article 15s in there, and while there were privates, or everyone makes a mistake. Everyone messes up. We cannot. We're judging people, right? Let's base. What has she done now? If you can tell me that yesterday she went ahead and called somebody the N-word.
So let me put it to you. Let me put it to you in military terms, okay? This is what she did, okay? Just in military terms, okay? This is.
Oh my gosh, I hate when you guys do this.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm sorry, Lisa. I got you.
Everybody's in the military.
But in military terms, what she's doing, what she did with this marijuana thing, it's like in the service, you are a senior leader and you've been sleeping around with everybody, every spouse of your soldiers, you've been sleeping with all of them, because you are hungry, desperate bastard,
Correct.
But then one of your soldiers come through 2 years down the road, sleeping with a coworker, fraternization, and then you go fire that guy. That's exactly what she's doing.
Okay,
so she is a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. She is trash. I mean, and I'm telling you, she's gonna get the black vote. She will help Biden get the black vote.
But that's what I told you.
She will. And you know why? You know why is this? Because it's not. And then I see on TV, conservatives saying no. They're thinking that the black voters are weak-minded. They're thinking that the black voters are weak. They cannot think by themselves. If they see something their color, they're just gonna vote for it. Regardless what. And guess what? I'm not saying that they are, but I'm telling you right now, they're gonna vote for her.
Well, hold on. Right, I have one more thing. Okay. I have one more thing that's going to blow your mind about her. See, the things that I'm listing are actually things that she's done because it goes to her personality. That's what I'm getting at. This is the kicker. Okay. The kicker is when she was like prosecutor, district attorney, or attorney general, one of them. I think it was attorney general. Her idea to fight truancy was to arrest the parent. Now, in her defense, she only prosecuted 7 parents. But nonetheless, that was her idea to fight truancy. That is such a heavy hand. That is some Bolshevik bullshit. Like that is some KGB, some Nazi Germany type mentality. That's why I want to bring this. This is her thought process. This is her ideas. This is her personality.
So
that's what I'm getting at. Not who she slept with or, you know, how her face looked. I'm telling you that she's a tyrant. She is a straight up and down tyrant.
She reminds me.
She is someone that will let power. Oh, but I admit it though. That's why I always say when I take over the world, I'm going to be called chief overlord of the world. I know that that is my personality. See, I admit it. She is fake and phony and doesn't admit it, but that is her personality. She will take that power and it will go to her head. Absolutely.
Okay.
She's a tyrant.
So I understand truancy, right? For the people that truancy is when a kid, right, skips school or whatever, right?
Right.
Is that what we're talking about? Okay. So we sit here and we say parents should be held accountable for their children.
Please tell me you're not going to say it's okay to arrest parents.
I'm saying if the parent, so you're saying KGB, all this little dumb stuff, whatever.
Yes.
We don't know the whole story.
That's what they did.
In fact, okay, whatever.
No, that is the story. So she created the policy. It was her initiative.
Can you read?
That was her idea.
Can you read the policy?
To fight.
Guys, we don't have time. We have to move on into the Seattle mayor. We have to move on. I know, Diesel, that you want to defend Kamala Harris. You know, I know that you want to defend her. You know, Lisa, I know you want to fight Diesel for whatever reasons. You know, but we need to move on.
I have one more thing to fight Diesel on. One more thing to fight Diesel on. So Diesel, the Anglo-French War took place from 1778 to 1783. And you want to know, well, why didn't America go help the French? Well, because the American Revolutionary War was from 1775 to 1783. That's why we didn't help them. Thank you.
What do you mean? We didn't have enough?
We were fighting our own war. Did you not hear the timeline?
Yes, but we also told France, right, that we would help them. We told them that we would help them because they helped us. And while we were fighting our war.
Are you sure you're not confusing it with the war of, what happened prior to the War of 1812?
Look at Lafayette. Lafayette, right?
I know who Lafayette is, but how can a baby country go fight and help fight an empire?
Right.
While they're at war.
Look. But
that doesn't even make sense.
Okay. See, I love it how you say now they're baby countries, they're this and the third. I'm going off of the thing of America said they're going to do something and they didn't do it. They just went against.
I honestly think that you're confusing it with the Indian Wars.
Hey Diesel, I send you a link over there.
I think you have a different timeline.
I send you a link on the chat so you can see how the Hamilton Netflix special. It will answer all your questions.
Hey, yes. Hey, if you want to, hey Lisa, I go to Disney Plus.
Plus.
Look up the Hamilton special. It would explain everything to you.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
Everything to you.
It's so good. I really like it. You know?
A musical is supposed to explain
everything to you. Yes.
It was good. You know, it was really good.
Hamilton.
It was really good.
The troops are waiting in the harbor for you.
Oh, you watch it? Have you watched it with the kids?
Right.
I've watched it here a couple times, man. It's like every Sunday.
It's an awesome movie.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome thing.
But I mean, they kind of do anyway. Let's go into Seattle Police Chief resign after cuts to police budget. Okay, so short story is this. You know, a couple of months ago we saw the a mayor in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, asking for a summer of love. You know, and everything turned a little bit. It turned difficult. You know, it turned a little bit. Like chaos. I'm gonna show you right here. This King News right here from Seattle, showing you what happened on the back. You know, look at this guy right here. Protesters, Antifa, Black Lives Matters. These people are still protesting for the George Floyd murder. I mean, they're looting right now. Those guys are taking iPads from they're taking iPads from a Verizon store. I'm just gonna leave that picture out there. And then what you're seeing right here, I just want you to take a look at the picture. This is the face of what's happening in Seattle. So Seattle became a shit show. From looters everywhere. Look at this guy on top of this. He's like, he thinks it's Michael Jackson or something, dancing. Vehicles burning. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So. The mayor of Seattle instructed the chief of police, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Don't take anybody in jail. Something else that happened is that 2 people died, and hundreds of people got injured. Okay. So after the recent cuts to the police force, the Seattle police chief, who happens to be the first African-American female police chief of Seattle. Okay. First one. She say, hey, I can't handle anymore. You guys are going crazy. These Democrats are ruining everything.
So she announced her resignation Tuesday,
right here,
effective September 2nd.
For me personally, this was a decision I wrestled with, but it was time. I will always be a police officer. It's who I am. But ultimately, as I learned from a former boss, when you know it's time to go, you know it's time to go.
This comes on the
and just let me quote right here, guys. Let me quote right here. She don't say when she or what she learned from her boss right now. She say what she learned from a former boss. Okay, and then I just want you guys to see how demoralized and how trouble are the police force in Seattle. I mean they're doing really bad. I mean they're trying to police a city that has no control. The city council is against the police. The mayor is against the police, and then all this comes in the name of democracy. Okay, all this comes in the name of free speech. Okay, and you see, I mean, the mayor called the rioters peaceful protesters. Okay, people that are burning the vehicles, people that are burning prisons, peaceful protests. It wasn't until her house got raided by this Antifa, and then she said, oh, we need to put a stop to it. But this is just my talk. I want to ask my two co-hosts, what are your thoughts, guys? I'm telling you.
Go ahead, Lisa. I want to hear.
Are you getting the Lafayette information from the musical by any chance?
He did. That's in the musical. Don't you get it? Have you seen the thing?
No wonder.
That's what he's saying.
Because the next war Lafayette was involved in was the French Revolutionary War, which started in 1786, which was just 3 years after the Revolutionary War ended. How can America go and help? They probably didn't even have any ships.
Hey, Lisa. First and foremost, Alexander Hamilton. Troops are waiting.
I'm just saying, like, this doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense.
Listen.
And you want me to go get my facts from this?
Hamilton. Troops are waiting in the field for you. Okay, look. How about you do? Don't badger my sources. Okay, it's true. I fact checked it. That's my source. It's all good. It's true. But I want to know what you feel about these rioters. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, they suck.
That's it. What do you think about the police?
It's your fault. You created the rabbit hole, and I'm not gonna stop going down it until I find what you're talking about.
Hey, I told you. I told you I was bringing my A game.
Diesel. Hey, I got your A game right here on the phone, and his name is Cuomo. My man, how you doing today? Thank you for calling again, brother.
How are you?
Pretty good.
All right. I mean, I don't know what you guys are actually talking about. I actually just called. What are you guys discussing?
Wait, who's on? I didn't hear the name.
This is Cuomo. This is the caller from I believe Monday. He was very passionate about his topic on New York and the police.
Yes. So
yeah, I heard you were looking for me, Lisa.
Huh? What?
He heard that you were looking
for me.
Well, it's because Diesel sent an article about like the police or whatever, but in the article it had the budget for 2021, and the budget. I'm getting to it right now. Let me control find so I can get to the police.
I thought we were talking about the Seattle police chief that resigned.
Yeah, whatever.
No,
so for the New York PD, the New York PD budget, you said that the funds are just moved around within the police department. That De Blasio is scared of the PBA. He ain't gonna cut nothing. Blah 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 blah. However, according to the 2021 budget, the actual budget, the police department actually has a reduction, not a reallocation. That means this money is taken away from them. It's not reallocated within the police department. This is literally a subtraction on the city's budget in the amount of
That's incorrect.
400. How is it incorrect? You didn't even hear the number.
Okay, let's start with what often happens in the news.
No.
You're familiar?
Not to mention, I'm actually looking at the budget.
Oh no, I thought you were.
Not to mention, I'm actually looking at the budget.
All right, you could look at the budget. I have the budget numbers too. So when I can speak on the budget, we could talk on the budget.
Oh, one second. Let me ask something, Cuomo. I'm sorry. Did I say Cuomo? What's your name again?
The closer. Just call me the closer.
No. The closer. Yeah. The closer. Do you are you on the chat? You need to comment on the chat so I can see. The closer. The closer. I got to put something. Do you have a picture, Diesel? Send me a picture. Something. Whatever. The closer. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you something. Do you want to just speak your mind and we give you time for you to speak on it, or do you want to actually come and battle? Because I'm telling you, Lisa ready.
Lisa's talking about the budgetary numbers. I want her to speak her budgetary numbers from what she has, the information she has, and what she feels.
You got it.
We discussed, because, I just want to start from the basis of what we discussed and make sure that we're not moving the goalposts. What we discussed was that there were news articles saying that the NYPD was being defunded by $1 billion, and that caused for the anti-crime unit to be disbanded. That was the discussion. Right?
It was not the discussion because I did not say $1 billion. Sorry.
Well, I'm telling you that's what the media is saying. The media is saying it was $1 billion.
What you just said is not correct. So let's just keep it real. What you said, I said that the mayor was making reductions to the budget, and you said he was not. You mentioned that he was afraid of the PBA, and I said he was making drastic changes to the police department. And
it caused the anti-crime unit to close. No, that's not what you said. I mean, we could pull up the audio and see what you said.
Yes,
that's what you
said. But you won't let me,
finish
what I'm saying to even get it all out. Would you like to go ahead and finish my sentence?
Just get the thought out. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You first. You say what you got to say.
Are you sure this time?
Yeah, I'm positive.
So I said that the
one second, Lisa. I'm sorry. I have to.
Yeah, the country. Hey, my bad, Lisa.
My bad. I'm sorry, Lisa. That was like epic. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead, Lisa, please. It was a joke.
So I said the mayor was making drastic changes to the police department, including closing down departments, which one was the anti-crime unit, and the other one, it was the terrorism unit. But you were like, no, he's not closing down anything. They're going to move those people around and then bring back the department and call it something else. And you said the funds are not going to be taken away from the police department. The funds are just going to be moved around within the police department. And that's not true. So here to the budget, it's a big old subtraction. A subtraction meaning not moved around within the police department. It is actually taken away, never to be seen by the police department again, in the amount of over $414 million. That would be a drastic change. $414 million to me is drastic. I don't know if anybody else doesn't think that that's a large number. I happen to think it's a large number. And you mentioned something about, oh, whatever they were going to take away was just about transportation. But I have the breakdown of the police department, specifically how they allocate their funds. And no, the major cuts went to operations, executive management, school safety, which of course are resource officers, administration personnel, traffic enforcement, operations, OTPS, I don't know what that means, administrative OTPS, and that's it. Those are the major areas that got cut. So not reallocated within the department, actually taken away.
So the NYPD is worth $10.9 billion. So I don't think that million is that much.
It's not worth that. I think their budget before was $5 billion, but let me double check for you.
Comprised of 5.6 billion
can...
NYPD operating budget, 5.3 billion of costs, centrally allocated, including for fringe benefits, 2.8 billion.
Actually, I can figure it out right now. The change was
215 million for debts. This is the Citizen Budget Commission, and it was posted June 12, 2020.
The total budget change, meaning from the previous year, was that $400 and something million. I have it as over $5 million. What are you looking at?
No, you just made the comment saying.
What are you looking at?
When you go to New York,
I'm seeing that they were not $10 billion.
Yeah, when you go to New York, 500 whatever million dollars is not a lot when you have the local. Billion. It was million that you said got taken away.
Yes.
It didn't get taken away.
That's how much. Well, it was $414 million that got taken away.
So what I'm saying is,
police department, actually, I have their budget as $5 billion.
You made the comment.
So where are you getting the $10 billion from?
I said you made the comment that amount of money is a lot to you. It may seem a lot of money, but when you have a local Knicks team, when you have it's not. When you're going in the billions and you're talking about billies compared to millies, I don't think it's a lot, especially when you're talking about a local Knicks team, which is grossing $6 billion, and they're a losing franchise.
Hey, let's give the man a time so he
can
speak his mind.
That is why I gave you the department breakdown, so you can see where they're actually cutting. They're cutting officers.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, Chloe.
That's why I gave you the breakdown.
Hey, let's get closer.
So you can see that they're cutting police officers.
Hey, closer. You got 2 minutes, man, uninterrupted. Okay, let's give him 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
All right. So, let me introduce this like this, because you know what it is. Sometimes we get into semantics and we get to lose focus of what we're actually talking about. The news coverage of what happened in New York City was that the NYPD, the New York Police Department, was defunded, right? Because they like to use that catch term of $1 billion, right? $1 billion in the fiscal calendar. When we look at the adopted budget, right, the budget that's actually on the books for last year, it was $5.6 billion adopted when they actually spent 6.9, right? This year's budget was reduced on paper to 5.22, and this is what they're calling cuts. But now we have to get into what this 6.8 reduction is, and that's where the placebo effect happens. There's a difference between cuts and shift.
No.
Hold on. You spoke.
Here,
you spoke. There's a difference between cuts and shifts of budget. There's $382 million, 307 of which was going to safety agents and unarmed uniformed officers that patrol city schools, truancy, etc., right? That was shifted from the NYPD budget to the Department of Education budget. So basically they said, since they're patrolling your schools, you're going to pay for them now. We're taking that money from your budget. Also, they moved $42 million of crossing guard budget from the NYPD budget, because in New York we have sidewalks, you know, and kids can actually cross the street and go to buses and etc. They moved that also to the NYPD budget, right? $4.5 million was moved out of the NYPD budget for homeless outreach, right? Those are those administrative things that you were reading on the paper, but this is what they're actually doing. $55 million was actually cut from the budget, not for actual officers, but for one of the 4 classes that they bring in new officers every year, right? Because there's 4 classes and they all graduate from Madison Square Garden, and there was 1 class cut. So 55 million. So basically we have a shift, another shift of budget, a hiring freeze, right? And then we have another $5 million hiring freeze for 9 safety positions, $12 million canceled in outside contracts. That means that you're bringing an outside contractor to do something that the police could actually do themselves. $5 million was actually delayed in the purchasing of new vehicles, right? And the other $355 is actually from cutting overtime, which is placebo, which never happened on the NYPD, right? So when we're talking about budgetary cuts, I have mentioned 0 that actually comes from their ancillary costs for operations. That would actually make the mayor, which is not his job, it's actually the police commissioner's job, to close a unit like the anti-crime unit. That anti-crime unit was closed for perception and PR purposes only. It had 0 to do with any budgetary cuts from the NYPD. That's the point that I'm making.
And I never said it
nothing
did.
That you said, and nothing
I
that
said that he's not afraid of the PBA. I did not relate closing that department with the budget. They are 2 separate arguments. I was making 2 points that de Blasio's not afraid of the PBA.
Now let's get into your second argument. I made the point to you that the anti-crime unit,
by the way, the numbers that you're quoting are not correct. I am literally looking at the budget. The actual budget, not a news article.
You could look at the budget, but can you analyze the budget to actually remove what was there and what wasn't there? All right, you had your time. I mean, let me just
because
get to
it
the
has a
second
before
part.
and an after.
Spoke about the,
it actually has a before and after.
Does it? Okay.
So yes, I can analyze what the change is because it's freaking right there.
All right. I just analyzed the changes for you. I broke down all those numbers for you. I could break them down again.
No, you are reading from an article, and I'm looking at the actual budget. You didn't even say any correct numbers.
I know what the budget says. Well, all the stuff that was actually cut.
But you're quoting numbers that are not even correct. You're reading from an article, and I'm looking at the actual budget.
Okay. What I'm saying to you is, I did say your budgetary numbers. I did mention their budgetary numbers, but your budgetary numbers are broken up in administrative office positions, and it doesn't state clearly what those positions are. I just stated clearly what those positions are. Moving on.
As per you, and whatever this article is. As per you, and whatever that article is. That's not information that is set forth by New York PD. What is their source? The New York Police Department made no cut. Are they? Is it word on the street like you? Is it word on the street like you where you get your information?
No. They just didn't make the cut.
This is the public record.
You got to understand.
This budget is the public record.
It is public record. $382 million.
Yeah. Right? This is what I'm looking at is the public record. And this is a big old fat subtraction mark, not a reallocated within the police department. It's not reallocated within the police department. It is actually taken away from them.
I didn't say anything was reallocated. I said it was shifted out of their budget, yes, and given to another department. A lot of the cuts were shifted out of their budget, delayed payments, or hiring freezes. Nothing was taken away from their operational costs. 0 was taken away from the operational cost. So
I'm pretty sure this says $393 million was taken away from operations.
All right.
$393 million was taken away from operations. It's like right here, operations,
Guys, quick question.
Minus
Yeah, the entire operation of
$393,816.
Hey, we need to for the call to the caller closer. The people on the chat are asking for your source. Okay, I know they probably cannot see it. You're probably talking about out of memory, but can you at some point can you please mention your sources?
Yeah, I'll send the sources. Your operational cost, your operational cost that you're citing is the operational cost for the school safety officers that were shifted to another department.
No, the
That's
school safety officers is
saying.
subtraction of 6. No. It's a whole separate line for school safety officers, darling. That's why you got to have the budget in front of you.
School safety
so you know what
officers
you're talking
is not.
about.
The school safety officers is not the
$6
entire.
million. A big subtraction.
That's just the
For
officers.
school safety. $6 million.
That's just the officers
So
themselves.
it's best for you
That's
to have
not the
the
entire
actual budget in front of you,
and the
so you can know what you're
HR
talking about.
and not the
So you
HR
can know what you're talking
department. It
about.
doesn't cover their health pension. It doesn't cover
Administration.
It doesn't cover their pay
Administration personnel minus $1,186,597. Come on, keep it going, because I got it all right here.
And I'm telling you what department those were cut from. And you're not really listening to me. But I just want to move on to the anti-crime unit so I can give you the facts. I'm telling you where they're cut from, and you're saying they're cutting from administration. I'm saying they're cutting from the administration for the school safety officers. They cut it from the administration from
that's not what you said. You said that it doesn't say you said that it doesn't say anything about operations, and then I said operations. And then you said that doesn't include.
I said it doesn't take away from their operational budget.
You said school safety was included in operation. I said no, it's a whole separate line for that. And then you said something about HR, and then I gave you that. You were trying to say that this doesn't include that, and I'm telling you it does.
I told you a bunch of budgetary cuts. I told you about crossing guards. I told you about the homeless. I told you a bunch of
crossing guard. That would be under. Hold on, crossing guard should be under traffic enforcement, or do you think that would be under traffic enforcement OTPS or traffic enforcement period? Either way, it is $5,431,000 in cuts. So it is line itemized.
It's not cut. Those aren't cuts. The crossing guards.
I'm pretty sure it says at the. Hold on. I'm pretty sure at the top of that column it says change, and then next to the numbers there's a subtraction mark. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm looking at, and I do know how to read English.
Children to cross the street without traffic and traffic guards. The budget was shifted to another department.
I don't know if you've seen New York on the news yet, but apparently they'll let anything happen.
Listen, we could play semantics back and forth, but I'm telling you that the crossing guards, it will show up as a cut or a reduction.
How are you going to tell me when I'm looking at the budget? I'm looking at the actual budget.
So you're saying that? So what are you saying to me is that there's no crossing guards in New York City? Is that what you're saying to me? When the school comes back, there's no crossing guards?
No, I'm saying that their jobs are cut. So maybe there was 50 and there's going to be 25. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Or maybe they used to get paid $20 an hour, and now they're going to get paid $10 an hour. That's what I'm saying.
Final thoughts. No,
we don't do pay reductions in the city. Final thoughts. I want to get to the anti-crime unit because you said that they don't change things. In 1971,
I didn't say they don't change
Hold on.
I asked you what it was.
No, I told you that they constantly disband this unit. It's a historical fact, and they break it up and they bring it back and change names. And you said what I said wasn't fact. That's what you said.
No, what I said is I asked you what it was. I asked you what the name was, is what I said. That's what I said.
I can agree. I do believe she did ask you what the name was.
What the new name was? The new name?
What the old name was?
What the old name was and what the
new name was. The citywide anti-crime unit.
Okay.
Then in 2002, after the killing of Amadou Diallo, are you familiar with that killing?
I'm not up to date on everybody who dies, so keep it going.
All right. So
Guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I have to interrupt. We have spent so much time on this topic, and I know you have a much more to bring on, but we have to continue with the show. And there's a couple people that have tried to call today. We have to let them go. Right. So, final thoughts, brother. Go ahead. You got 1 minute.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't really get to get into what I really wanted to get into.
Okay.
Well, you could just put what the new name is in the chat. Just put the new name in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my budgetary sources.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you before
put
you
it
leave.
all in there.
Oh, he left. So the lines are open: 520-261-7246. Once again, thank you so much for calling. Okay, and I know the conversation got heated, the debate got heated, but that's what you're gonna get here. If you call here and you got the facts, in this case, for some reason, Diesel got the facts. You guys been talking up. You guys, they've been planning this whole thing. You've been planning this whole thing, bro. No, I mean, to the caller, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for calling. And then everybody else who is attempting to call, I'm gonna tell you two things. Lisa Escobedo, I'm telling you, she gonna get you one way or another. One way or another, she gonna get you. That's it. Are we gonna cut the show early because I know something we talked earlier, Lisa?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I wasn't listening to you. I was trying to read this.
Yeah. Are we cutting earlier today? I got a phone call right here.
We got one more.
I can leave at 10:30.
Yeah.
You have me until 10:30.
Okay. Hey, this is Rick from RT365. Welcome to the show. What's going on? 1 second. I'm sorry. Hey, this is Rick. Welcome to RT365.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, not much, man. Just doing here. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I heard that previous conversation that we got. This is my first time calling in. One of my few times I've seen the show. I just got to say, I love the show where people are willing to bring out documentation, sources, facts. Excellent. Great stuff to watch. So much appreciated right there, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But, so, I was told that I should call in, that we're talking a little bit different subjects throughout. Something I was interested in is the Kamala Harris VP pick. Do we have any thoughts, any ideas about what that means going forward, what that looks like?
I have thoughts. I happen to think that she is going to kill Joe Biden.
Oh my God.
Those are my thoughts.
Ooh.
Those are my thoughts.
Oh my God.
She's a very ambitious woman, like the kind of ambition that will make you do devilish things. She was a prosecutor, so she knows how to do crimes. I mean, not saying that she's done a crime, but she just knows how to do them because of her job.
Right.
So I'm thinking Biden is going to have a fatal accidental fall or some sort of accidental poisoning, maybe like too many high blood pressure pills or something. I don't know.
Right.
Something to that effect.
Hey.
It just doesn't, on its face as a ticket, it just doesn't seem like he is in any kind of physical, psychological condition to really be doing much of anything. So in some fashion, she's going to be in the driver's seat if they actually pull through and win. Whether that's by
and I think
poisoning or whatever we think she her ambition or whatever the party plans may be around that, definitely seems like he's backseat.
Yes, absolutely. I don't even think he'll make it a month. I don't think he'll make it a month.
Right. And for the most part, I see her as maybe coming forward and doing most of the talking from here on out too as well. Most of his speeches or his live, sometimes malfunctioning YouTube streams seem to just have absolutely zero to bring to the table in terms of like convincing a voter or really speaking in depth on any kind of issue. She obviously is much more articulate. She's definitely intelligent. I mean, just say that. But
Yep.
like you said, with that ambition, she seems like a very cutthroat type person, which, I mean, ambition has its upsides, but it's also got its ugly side too.
So,
Correct.
hey, what's your name, sir?
My name is Caleb.
All right, Caleb. I'm gonna call you Caleb. All right, Caleb. So I do agree with your second point, a fact that she's probably going to be the figurehead of the party, right? Because one, she's Jamaican and Indian, I believe, right? So she's going to get that
East Indian.
She doesn't.
Indian. But go ahead,
man.
Yeah, so she's West Indian and East Indian, because Jamaica's West Indian and East Indian, I believe, is the dot, right?
Oh my gosh.
It's the dot. Hey, I'm from there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm from there.
Oh my gosh.
He's got the card. He
I'm
can say it. Dot or feather. He can say it.
Yeah, dot or feather. That's not racist. So gosh. I believe she's going to be the figurehead, right? But as far as you guys, I really don't like, because if a female's ambition, that she's going to kill somebody. So maybe y'all should reword that, because if a man is ambitious.
No. I'm not saying because she's a female. You added that on. Maybe you're sexist. Because I'm not saying because she's a female. Because I'm not saying it has anything to do with what's in between her legs. Just her personality. She is an extremely ambitious person, but she is, she has a nefarious persona about her. And she's very sneaky, very crafty. She's very calculating. But men could be that way too. It doesn't have anything to do with her being a woman. So by you saying that makes you say.
Okay, whatever. I know what you're saying. When you say that she's very, so nobody spoke about Trump being ambitious. He was a millionaire. His money was given to him. All the business deals that he made under, to put his family on top. That's ambition. But no one's talking about that. So why don't we switch the narrative and go that way? I didn't hear you.
You want to know the difference between her and the difference between her and Trump is his personality is President not Trump. Mischievous like hers. It's not calculating or sneaky. And not to mention, I've always said that I cannot believe after all these investigations, he's been investigated, by the federal government since like the 80s. And after all these investigations, they can't find one dead body, knowing gosh darn well, when he was making moves in New York realty, you cannot not.
But you just said,
there has to be a dead body somewhere.
You just said he wasn't sneaky. You just said he wasn't.
His personality. Right. He is not outwardly sneaky. No. He doesn't have.
Ain't nobody outward. If you doing sneaky right, you ain't gonna be outwardly sneaky. Who is outwardly doing sneaky right?
Her sneaky.
No, like okay. I'll give you an example. Are you guys familiar with DuckTales? Are you guys familiar with DuckTales, the cartoon?
Yeah.
DuckTales?
Woo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you had, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and then you had the Beagle Boys, right?
Yeah.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they were, a little mischievous and this and that, but they were overall good. So that's like the Donald Trump. She's the Bugle Boys.
No, get out of here, Lisa. Get out of here. Get out of
here. She is Ma Beagle.
If you want,
she is Ma Beagle.
Look.
She's
Lisa,
Ma Beagle.
You're only about 4'9". You're not trying to stretch to be 6'5".
Actually,
so you're stretching right now.
You know what? No. She's Magica Dispel. Do you guys remember Magica Dispel?
Hey, get your Eureka.
No. I'm gonna need y'all to watch DuckTales. She's Magica Dispel. That's who she is.
We got homework.
That she is Magica Dispel from DuckTales. Yes.
Hey, Caleb. Hey, what's your final thoughts, man? Because start going into Disney Plus catalog now, so we know we're in trouble.
Right. We're getting in the weeds a little bit. But I think there's a good core point there, too, coming up, right? Since now we have a clear picture of what our voting options are, at least on their face, providing that there isn't some switch out of Joe Biden as the convention comes through for the DNC, as I've heard a little bit of talk about that being a potential reality as well. But as the picture is painted for whom we have to choose from, I think there's a good element there that we talked about was that ambition and how there's a positive and a negative polarity in any type of ambition. Donald Trump is a good example of the positive and negative in terms of ambition. And Kamala Harris also shows that too, since she's also, as we would consider the stronger, the more of the focal point of the ticket, much more so than Joe Biden. I think it's important to try and parse out what we feel are some of the pros and cons to each person's dynamic ambition. I would make the argument, at least from what I understand in my research of Kamala Harris, a lot of her ambition has been through, obviously, her work as a prosecutor, and a lot of the status that she flaunts is incarceration rates. Now, from what I understand, she has a large incarceration rate. I had heard something about her holding on to some convicts in jail longer past their sentence as a way to use them for free labor. So she's done some aggressive policy things from her position that could be viewed as ambitious, but also having a negative intent or a willingness to sacrifice somebody else to move forward. Now, are there examples that we can point to that are positive in her sense? Are there examples we can point to on the other side of the ticket, the other focal point? DJT, are we seeing anything positive, negative in terms of how he pushes forward?
I'm sorry, how Donald Trump moves forward?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm mad at Donald Trump right now, so I don't want to answer.
No, you got
Donald Trump and I are having a fight.
Don't put your emotions in there. Go ahead. Logical. Let's go.
Problem paradise.
Well, how he can move forward, the best thing he could do is not do like Rick was doing all show and talking about her appearance or her affair. I think she has a lot of negatives that he can talk about. So the moment that he starts talking about her appearance or her affair, especially, I mean, he can't talk about her affair. That's like throwing stones in a glass house. So
yeah,
he should absolutely just stay away from her affair and stay away from her appearance. Stop, he doesn't have to call her nasty. He does not have to do any low blows to this woman. She has enough ammo that you can throw at her. Like, she's just stick to the facts, man. Move forward, but stick to the facts.
Criticisms are definitely there.
I think that he has done a great job by just calling her out based on her performance for the primaries. I mean, she went after Biden. She called him a racist. She blamed him for the anti-busing policies. And now she's turning around like she's used to, and she's taking the call for the VP. So the way I see it is, I mean, these two guys are made one for another. They're made one for another. And she nasty. She nasty. So I got a question for you guys. So I mean, there's a topic that I have to bring up. It's like 7:30. People, are you running? Yeah.
I have to stop you guys there. I'm gonna leave the show to Diesel and Rick. I got a date.
Okay. First of all, we all know that's not true.
Good for you, Lisa. So
but
yeah.
Kayla, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you calling. I hope you come back on Friday. And everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for coming out. And hopefully you guys will come back on Friday. I guess.
Well, take care, Lisa.
Speaking with you. Thank you.
You have a good night. So guys, now it's me and Diesel. Diesel. Oh Jesus Christ! Let me make sure that I can change this real quick. 1 second, guys. Where are you? I'm in the bottom. So you'll be right here.
Let's go.
Almost there, bro. Every time there's one of these moves, it changes everything.
So
go ahead.
While you're doing that, like I think Caleb, what he was touching on, not Caleb, what Lisa was touching on, the low blows are unnecessary. So when I see people low blow something, now I know their emotion has overridden their logic. And so I can't believe half of the words you're saying, because you started off judging somebody based off of how they look or what they did as far as in their personal life, marriage life, or whatever. Like, tell me what they've done, or what's their mission statement, that. Don't tell me because she has a nose ring or because she smoked marijuana that she's a horrible demon person. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't think she's a horrible person because she's more marijuana. I'm saying heavy waters. Keeping going, bro. Thank you so much for that, for your support, man. Chuck for Lisa. So Lisa, I'm gonna send those $10 to you, to your EBT, to your Obama EBT card.
That's for her Uber. That's
for her Uber. I mean, I have mentioned plenty things, and then I have mentioned facts about her. I think that she's not a person of character, and what I mean with that is that, there's no way in my mind that I can do something, I cannot be a thief all my life, okay? And then, get me a degree on law, bar for the state of California and get people on jail because they're stealing. That's me not having any morals, where's your moral I don't know. I don't see it. And she looks, to me, she don't look appealing, So when I see the vice president's, the president's wife, and I, I'm like, oh, wow, the new standard for the White House, like, wow, this is getting better,
So what do you think about when Trump, and it was recorded, he said that famous line, "I'm gonna grab her by the pee." Grab her by her genitalia.
What I thought about? The same thing that every man thought about, that every single man thought about when they listen to that, they were like, okay, oh, you know what you know what's the first thing that I say? I say, Jesus Christ, I have never said those words in my life. F Donald Trump. No, bro. I was like, okay.
You know why you said okay?
Why?
Because you did it in your life. Now she smoked weed, right?
Okay.
She was a prosecutor.
Keep going.
She had to get the bills paying in her house. Now, if the majority of the caseload or whatever she felt that she had to do, which would talk about her being what her ambition, if the way to the top was through drugs and she was making her way through drugs, okay, and it was illegal, by the way, at that point in time.
It was illegal when she did it as well.
Sit here.
It was illegal when she did it as well.
What do you say?
It was illegal when she did it as well. So there's no point.
So wait a minute. So because she did it, she shouldn't prosecute people who've done it.
Right now we're talking about this because she's running as the vice president, and she is on the maximum pedestal. She's running to be the VP at the White House. So everything that she has done on the past is going to be scrutinized,
Which I understand. Trump was on a show of "You're fired." He was on a show. He's an entertainer.
Okay.
But he is the president of the United States.
Okay.
We have gone against what we think a president and a VP should look like now. That's out the window. That is out the window. Who cares if you smoked marijuana when you were 15? What have you done for me lately? That's all I'm going to say.
That's what you think, okay? But I'm going to tell you that the majority of the population in America, they do care. They want to hear the facts, and they want to know everything from A to C. And the other thing that I want to tell you is you mentioning you bring the topic of the shows. He was on Your Fire, whatever, yeah. But he was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was loved by everybody. He was with Snoop Doggy Dogg making videos, loved by everybody. He was with all these people getting medals, black leaders in the community getting medals by everybody, and he was cool. But then he's on president, and now out of nowhere, he is racist. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, go ahead.
Another thing too is taking like Donald Trump as an example. It's fair to say that he's had a lot of experience, training, and time as a television entertainment personality. But it is also important that that's not the singular sheer view to have of him, because he definitely does have a large profile as a very successful real estate mogul. So there's definitely dynamic factors inside of that deepen the potential value of that candidate. The same as, trying to boil down anybody to a singular idea of what they are or what they bring really only serves to obscure of the more encompassing view of the most important position that we vote on as a society, So like the entertainer thing, absolutely get it. But there's definitely a lot more to it, a lot more depth. You can make the same argument with Kamala, if we want to bring up anything about her ambition, using some sexual nature to advance herself, as well as what could be even looked at as somewhat of a pandering comment in regards to smoking marijuana. I believe she said that while she was actually campaigning for the presidency, or at least for the Democratic nomination herself. I believe that was on Charlemagne the God's show. And I mean, when you're already having some controversy about holding higher than reasonable penalties for petty drug crimes, coming out in an off-the-cuff, smiling, jubilee kind of way about smoking seems a little bit pandering, a little bit hypocritical. At the same time, I get it, trying to just bring out experience, flesh out her character a little bit to the people, but it's definitely something that's said as a calculated maneuver. Who can really say that landed as well as it ought to have, though?
Right.
Wait, there's some. Yeah, go ahead.
And all right, so now the narrative is. See, this is why I love us talking on this forum and us all having an open-minded. But I do remember approximately 2 years ago, it might have been 2-3 years ago, there was a KKK rally, and the guy charged with his vehicle, hitting somebody, end up killing the female, right? The white female, end up killing her.
Is this the Charlottesville incident?
Charlottesville. There you go, Charlottesville. And everyone said Trump is a racist because he didn't condemn those people. Remember that narrative? That was only but a year ago.
It was a lie.
It has.
But it was
now
a lie.
It has. Say again.
But it was a lie that he did not condemn the KKK.
But the narrative was, if you're telling me that was not the narrative of what the American people called him, then I stress to you guys, I challenge you to do your fact checking. It was a known that Trump was a racist. Didn't care about black people, all this other stuff. He wanted to build a wall. He wanted to keep people in cages. All this narrative. Now he goes against Biden. Biden's the racist. Trump is doing everything else for Goya. He's doing things for black people, but it doesn't so what happened to that narrative that was way over there? See, we're changing the way we think. And I don't like the fact that we're not looking at people for what they are. To me, they're both racist. Everyone's racist. in your household, you all have your little racist things that you probably got to say, right? But the fact that you keep harping on that Biden is a racist, but yet he was a vice president to the first black president of the United States because he supported a former KKK, whatever Red Hood, he called him whatever figure. How long ago was that he said that?
I don't know. It could be a million years. To me, you're still a racist.
Okay, so why isn't Trump a racist to you now, today?
Because he has demanded the KKK publicly, and he has said that there's no place in America for the KKK. And
yeah, but
KKK,
I could pull up a whole bunch of articles when they said the MAGA hat was a racist hat. The fact that the stuff he said was racist. When he says, hey, when he told the black people, hey, vote for me, who else are you going to vote for? You got nothing to lose. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said you got nothing to lose.
That could have been looked at as a racist. You know what I'm saying? Don't go ahead and just title people racist because the racism we already know in America. When you say racist, all of a sudden certain people quiet down and certain people speak up.
So Diesel, let me ask you something. If I say to you, hey Diesel, I want you to vote for me, you have nothing to lose. Do you think I'm racist? But if I say to you, hey Diesel, vote for me.
Say it again.
So if I say to you, Diesel, please vote for me, you have nothing to lose. Does that come and make me racist?
Vote for me. You keep breaking up. I don't know what's wrong with your audio.
If I say to you, Diesel, vote for me, you have nothing to lose. That doesn't make me racist. But if I say to you, Diesel, vote for me, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, that's racist.
It's
I'm sorry. I know.
I'm gonna be hold on. Okay. All right. You got me on that one. Me on that one. If he has no right to say that, and he should have got checked by Charlemagne. Yeah. But he had no right to say that, first of all. He should have got checked by him. But it was made in a joking manner, and he is trying to get the youth's vote. That's what he's trying to do. And so when he comes off seeming that he's hip and cool, but in actuality, he's an old man.
He sounds creepy, yeah.
Because when you look back at it, you'll see him running down the hallways with Barack Obama. Right? Oh yeah, I'm active, I'm this and that. He's trying to get the healthy, I'm young, I'm hip guys. I understand what you're talking about. That comment is definitely, I'm a hip person. I know what the lingo is. Hey, I'm gonna go on Charlemagne the God. I'm gonna talk to him. Did you see Trump talking to Charlemagne the God? No.
I don't know if Charlemagne would want him on.
Yeah, but you know why? Because Charlemagne is pushing that narrative.
I don't think that
BS.
I don't think that Charlemagne the God is the right platform for Trump to address Black America. You know, I think that the Black America that Trump is addressing, he's addressing it from the White House through policy. The second chance amendment, you know, the second chance policy. I mean, you know, helping the Black community tremendously. 4%. I mean, the lowest unemployment rate on Black American within the last 50 years. Come on, that's the way that Trump is addressing Black America. You know,
right? And so we're fighting. So we talked about becoming together, equality. People actually saying, you know what, let's come together. We have two different types of Black Americans, right? And I can speak, I'm in America. All right. We have the ones that want to know the truth. They want to be better, right? What's her name? Candace Owens.
She is super smart.
Right? But then she's called a coon. Then we have other people, right? Because Candace Owens was on the stage with, look at the other people, T.I. If I'm getting political advice from T.I., I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
That is a good point.
But a lot of people, especially in America, we don't know. We look at well-spoken Black individuals as whitewashed. We look at them as, oh, you live in the suburbs, you don't know about the ghetto. the ghetto should not be glorified. Welfare should not be glorified.
Doesn't it seem kind of like a negative connotation to want to idolize or cheer on the association of Black community and Black culture with some of the most violent and openly accepting of criminality and low morality and low ethics? Doesn't it seem a little condescending and really inappropriate to try and like galvanize the idea of Black America to those principles?
Absolutely. And misery loves company. So if I'm sitting here, they love company. So that's the two different type of Americas. And that's what Biden is going for. He's going for the TI generation. People who are blindly voting Democrat because guess what? They were just told, their mothers was told it, that they're a Democrat. Their fathers was told they're a Democrat. Oh, by the way, if you're a Democrat, you can receive, welfare. These things help you guys. What do you mean? No, it doesn't.
This gets us up that track to the idea of the Democrat plantation narrative.
Oh my gosh! Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Through talking about not to say as clear cut that welfare programs are all of them ineffective at helping those in need, but that there's kind of like butterfly wings, right? They say with butterfly wings, as soon as they're touched, they can no longer fly. They're damaged, they're broken, they're fragile because they haven't grown their own strength. They're helping the caterpillar out of the chrysalis, right? It dies because it never had the strength to push forward. So, like that concept in relation to the subject is the idea that you have a community of people within the country that were very much targeted with welfare programs, from what I understand, through FDR, through Franklin Delano Roosevelt's movements during his, I think, 3 terms as president. There's been a weakness that's almost been driven into the Black community by this dependence on the state and a weakening of the Western-style nuclear family. And I feel like that has resulted in a lot of the pain and damage that you've seen to the Black community and how it's been fed and festered by a social culture, an entertainment culture, a media that reinforces these very bad examples in that culture that have fed back into the narrative of dependence on the government, dependence on staying in the lines and not thinking outside that box and not striving forward through your own merit and your own strength.
Let me add something right here. I'm gonna bring something from the families that I know that are the families that I know. Okay, that I personally visit and talk to them and went to their homes and then have the chance to get involved into just more than a couple Facebook posts, back and forward and something very close, So something that I noticed about these families is that they are very family oriented. Okay, the man is the man in the house, but the woman is the woman in the house, And that's where I got my queens and kings, Don't mess with that, okay? We are the kings, but they're the queens too. You know what I mean? And then it doesn't mean that it can be 2 kings on a house or 2 queens. I don't care. I really don't care. But I mean, we have to be to that up to that level. The Black families are very in the same culture, the same culture. They're very pro family. They're pro, having the kids, the families that I know, they're very they're conservative, They you cannot be messing in your mama house, talking all kind of nonsense words, because you're gonna get an ass whoop from your it's But then what we're showing the kids through television for the last 15 years is something different. We've been showing them BET. We've been showing them MTV on all this nonsense. So that becomes the norm, you know. We were talking with Diesel the other day, and he expressed, you know, some of the stories that, you know, about those things. And I got to tell you, we got to bring it back. We got to bring back our families. You know, it's sad to me to see that 1,000 babies are killed every day through abortions. And we're not talking about in America. I'm talking about through abortions. I'm not speaking about the black community. That's why I don't know if you guys catch it. I don't know if you guys catch it. When I come here to the show, I am very proud of being the 18%, because, you know, last year Hispanics 18%, but blacks 13. And then every day I bring the Hispanic 1 point up, and I bring the blacks 1 point down, you know. And you know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this to get in Diesel's head, you know, because he's my friend and I love him. But at the same time, I wanna bring to the public out there, to the people watching this shit, hey, what the fuck this guy's meaning with that? You know, what the fuck, you know? And then it's gonna come to the point where you're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, 1,000 babies every day. It's insane. There's people that call those hospitals and then be like, hey, I'd like to donate $10,000 for abortions, but only to black African American women, you know? So it makes their job easier, you know? It's crazy, you know, and it makes me sad. But anyway, that's my last 2 cents for today. Diesel, any the caller, any final thoughts?
You know, as a final thought, generally around that subject, I think that there, at least from my point of view, I feel like, and this doesn't exclusively go to any one community of people, but as a general sense, I feel like one of the things that we've really gotten right is a family structure that has 2 parents in the household, has the 2 bookends, the foundations that really help build up an individual to having a successful life. I think that's one of the most important things. So I feel like if we can find whatever people, whatever leaders, whatever conversations we can have to try and bring that more forward into the consciousness of the public and really work towards those ends, I think that has a root of benefit to almost all of the issues that we see in our society today, from problems with low test scores to crime to, you know, abortions is part of that as well as single parenthood rates. Like, I think that as a society, bringing families back together and bringing that sense of community is one of the most important things that we can look to do as a people and as a community. And as an ending note, really appreciate you guys having me on and letting me have a few words. Thank you.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, man. Peace.
Diesel, what are you thinking, man?
Hey, you know what? That was a good conversation, man. Thank Closer for calling up once again. Greatly appreciated. I see there's probably going to be another rematch on Closer. He just brought me some more information, stating that she doesn't know how to analyze data. So guess what? He might be calling up Friday if you guys want round three. But that's what we do on this show. We bring facts. We talk about each other. Not talk about each other. We talk with each other, but we also check each other, okay? When somebody's going off the rails and you know, emotion straight, but you got to keep it in check. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, thank you, Miss Lisa Escobedo. Thank you, Rick, RT365. Hey, don't forget to get your merchandise. You will see me probably next to Def Hat. We have t-shirts. We have these, and these are quality. These are quality materials. Go ahead. It's on https://RT3 live.
That is correct, bro. RT365.live.
.live. Okay, .live. Okay. Go ahead. Look at the gear. Support the channel. Call up. Don't be a stranger.
All right, guys. Have a good night.